guys, it is Erin or Gimme Yarn 418, and I am here to give you a little update on my crafty goals for 2014. I think I set 14 of them. I'll leave a link to my original video down in the description below so you can check it out if you're interested. We're having a little dewy issue, so please bear with me. I'm recording in Kristen's office today. Ooh. Just because it was easier, and I've never recorded on this computer, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So I printed out my goals and all the ones I've finished, and I've put together some photos to show you because I don't have all the finished products anymore, and like socks we've worn and washed, and they don't look as nice after you wear them as they do when you put them on the sock blockers for the first time. They still look really nice, but it's just, they're not as pristine, and you guys all know that I'm crafty OCD, so things have to be perfect for me to share them with the world. So I set 14 goals, which I set them with the realization in my head that I wasn't likely going to be able to achieve all of them. However, looking back on my progress so far and what I have planned coming up, I do think I'm going to get them all done, which is great. So let's just get started. The first goal I set was to knit 14 pairs of socks from yarn that was already in my stash, and I have finished 10 pairs of socks. 10. I can't believe that. And I want to say, if I had something started before the first of the year, but I finished it after the first of the year, I'm counting it. My goal was to complete these things. It wasn't necessarily like a knit along that I had to do it within the time span. It was just the finished product is what I'm counting. So 10 pair of socks. One of those was started before, and I'm actually on the 11th now, which is the simple Skype socks, and then I'm going to start another pair, which is a big shocker because I'm always knitting socks. But I'm going to put a picture in right here of all the socks that I finished. My second goal was to spin 14 skeins of yarn, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6.5 done. And the Tour de Fleece starts on the 5th and it goes to the 27th. And I'm participating this year with a goal of spinning for half an hour every day and learning how to chain ply. So I think that there's a good possibility that I will spin probably 4 skeins of yarn is what I'm anticipating. That may be a gross overestimation. Dewey's dancing in the background. So let me show you what I did spin so far. I spun this skein, which is Friends in Fiber Bollywood. This is Friends in Fiber Blue Hubbard, which what light? This light? I can't. Technical difficulties. I might have to start over. Now I'm blind. I all spun round. This is Candy Store. These are all 2-ply so far. I spun some Coopworth that I got from Vermont Sheep and Wool. This is pretty bulky. Not very happy with this one, but that's okay. I spun some She Spins Fiber Falkland. There's no colorway, it's just blues and greens. And then I spun some Ashland Bay Merino Silk. And I'm currently working on this, which is a wool bamboo blend that 2013 chick, Brooke, dyed up and sent to me. It's really pretty. And I'm about halfway through with the second 2 ounces, I believe it is, and then I have to let that rest and I'll apply that. I might work on that this week, depending. So that's 6.5-ish skeins done there. My next goal was to sew 14 projects from Stash Fabric, and I'm not going to show you photos of those. I made 6 pair of fleece socks, a whack, as Mikey would say, of project bags, 3 superhero dolls, 3 ballerina dolls, and a dog bed fitted sheet. So that goal is completely attained. My 4th goal was to knit or crochet 14 projects from purchased patterns, be it individual pattern I purchased off of Ravelry or Etsy or from magazines and books. And I counted, not including sweaters, shawls, or anything that counts for another goal, and this is what I have to show you. So yeah, I think I have attained that goal too, because that was 30 projects, and then there are more projects that like are double dipped for different goals, so pretty good. Goal number 5 is to make 14 projects on the Addie King size that are not just like the basic tube hat where you cinch up the top and you cinch up the bottom and then shove one inside the other. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I have 1 in progress. So my 10th is in progress. I've made a cowl for Kristen. I wrote down I made Millie's sweater. Molly's sweater was made on it. You don't remember the cowl? Your face guard for snow plowing. I made a dishcloth. That was an epic fail, but I finished it. It didn't work, but I finished it, so I'm counting it as an attempt at something other than a plain old hat. I made a car hat, you know, with the car buttons and the road. I did a hat with a turned brim, a folded brim. I did some applique hats. I made a stuffed minion, a stuffed owl, and a stuffed pig. And I am in progress making a log cabin blanket, working on it flat. So we'll see how that comes out. I should pull that out and start working on that. My 6th goal was to knit or crochet 14 Christmas ornaments, and so far I've done 4. But I'm having the Christmas in July knit and crochet along, so I think that's going to get ticked off the list in July, and here is what I finished for Christmas ornaments. Goal number 7 was to perform 14 acts of crafty kindness. And by that I meant I would make something for someone, I would send someone supplies, give someone a pattern, things like that. And so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've done 12, so I have 2 more to do. I have a feeling it'll be well over 14. Goal number 8 was to knit 2 adult sweaters, which when I made that goal, I kind of was thinking I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. So take a look at what in the first 6 months of the year I have done towards that goal. Yes, I have knit 4 adult sweaters. 4! I'm kind of stunned. I'm working on my 5th. And I have plans for at least 2 more before the end of the year. I would like to say I'm going to get more than 2 more done before the end of the year, but we'll see. I've already surpassed my goal, so I'm thrilled. Goal number 7 was to knit or crochet 2 shawls. And again, I've made 4. I'd never made a shawl. Had I made a shawl before that? I don't think I had ever made a shawl before that. So I made 4, and I will show you those right now. Three were knit and 1 was crocheted, and I really like all of them. And I actually wear one of them, which is surprising to me because I don't really consider myself a shawl person. And I have more shawls on the horizon. Goal number 10 was to quilt and bind the quilt tops I already had pieced together. So far I have quilted 1, which was a jelly roll race quilt. which I don't have a photo of, but I've shown it to you. It had cows and sheep and ducks on it. The next one on that is being sent to a long armor that I know to be quilted for me, and when I get that back, I will bind that, and that is the layer cake quilt that I showed you many, many moons ago. And the third one is another Jelly Roll Race quilt, which I'm going to have to pull out and get that one quilted and bound because I want to put that aside for someone for Christmas. So I think that one will be achieved. Ooh, I forgot about this goal. My 11th goal was to put together the top of a quilt that I found on Pinterest a photo of, and I decided that I could make it, and I have all the supplies, and I'm kind of intimidated by it. So will I complete goal number 4? I'm not exactly sure. Do you guys think I'll do it? Do you think I'll do it? Kristen, do you think I'll do it?
Do what?
Put together the sheep quilts? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That might be the only hiccup. Well, I just saw goal number 12 too. Goal number 12 was to finish the 3 cross-stitch projects that I have. One is a sewing machine, one is a ball of yarn and a hook, and the third is a ball of yarn and a set of knitting needles, and I haven't picked it up since January, and I'm an epic fail. I am going to try my darndest to get those done. The sewing machine one needs like 4 stitches and is done. The crochet one, I believe, is like half done, and the knit one I haven't even started. I got a little discouraged on that because I realized that I cut the Aida too small for what I wanted to do with it, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do with it other than just put it somewhere to collect dust. Yeah. Stay tuned for that. I'm not sure. My 13th goal was 14 projects for charity. So far, I have given 1 project for charity, and I have no doubt that by the end of the year, there will be more than 14 of my projects gifted to charity. It's not really the time of year. After Christmas is a harder time around here to give, so once the colder weather hits back up here, I am more than sure that that goal will be achieved. And last but certainly not least was to enter something for judging into the state fair. The state fair that I'm going to be entering is at the end of August, so I can't have done that one yet. I just have to I should look into that. I have to figure out what categories I'm going to enter and what things I'm going to enter into that. So that is what I've done so far in my goals, and fingers crossed. I was so gung-ho at the beginning of this video that I was going to achieve all my goals, and then I got to that sheep quilt. As I was telling a friend right before I recorded this, the rotary cutter and I are not friends. So that's my hesitation with the sheep quilt. We'll see. Maybe I should pull that out and start that. Okay, I've babbled long enough. Those are my goals. I hope everybody's doing great, and I will talk to you on Friday. Bye.